freak. Terrorizes. Wait till they get a load of me.
My name is Mike. I'm a filmmaker, and this is From Screen to Script, where I take feature films and break them down to their core script elements. Ever since I was a child, and I mean since I was about 2 years old when Batman the Animated Series came out, I have loved The Dark Knight. I believe I was about 3 or 4 when my parents first let me watch Batman '89. I know. What were they thinking? Now I'm 26. I can recite the movie line for line, and with Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad coming out this year,
I can't wait to show you my toys.
I thought now would be the perfect time to analyze story elements behind the Batman films.
Take thy beak from out my heart.
Generally, in a standard 2-hour film, there are 3 acts, and within those acts are driving plot points that move the story forward. Mathematically, it almost works out to 1 plot point every 10 minutes, with 1 major turning point every half an hour. Act 1 usually lasts for the first quarter or half hour of the film and introduces us to our protagonist. It gives us things like the backstory of our main characters so we understand them, and then sets up the main conflict with the inciting incident. That's the moment where our character's world turns upside down, and their journey begins. Act 2 lasts for half of the film's runtime, so about an hour, and deals with the struggle the hero faces. And Act 3 lasts for the final quarter or half hour of the film, and shows how our hero overcomes adversity and learns something or changes in the climax. So let's get started. Batman '89. Our key players in this film are Batman or Bruce Wayne, Joker or Jack Napier,
You can call me Joker.
Vicky Vale, Commissioner Gordon,
This is Commissioner Gordon. I want him taken alive.
Carl Grissom, and Alfred Pennyworth. The script I located, written by Sam Hamm and dated October 1988, describes Gotham City as a city of tomorrow. Stark angles, creeping shadows, dense, crowded, as if hell had erupted through the sidewalks. This tasteful description directly translates to what we see on screen. This film begins with a familiar scene to all Batman fans. A young boy and his parents walk through an alley by the Monarch Theater. As they enter the alley, they're robbed by armed thugs. But it's different than the story we've seen in countless other Batman iterations.
Said jewelry.
Bruce Wayne's parents have been killed more times than Sean Bean.
Don't scream.
This boy is not Bruce Wayne, and nobody dies. This, coupled with our view of Gotham, tells us exactly what kind of city this is. A brutal, violent, unforgiving land. Then we see this.
Get that to your man. Hey, shut up, man. Listen to me. There ain't no bet.
Batman shows up and kicks them around before telling one of the thugs to tell his friends about Batman.
I'm not going to kill you. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
It's interesting to note that in the script, the exchange here goes a little differently, with the thug saying, "You don't own the night," to which Batman replies, "Tell your friends. Tell all your friends. I am the night," implying that at this point, Batman doesn't even consider that he should be called Batman. Yes, this moment is exposition heavy, but it tells us so much about the world. It's one where Batman is still an urban myth, still new to Gotham, and not the established crime fighter he often is in other media. As well, it introduces us to our protagonist, our hero, Batman. Once we're introduced to the world, we reach our first driving minor plot point about 8 minutes in, where we're introduced to mobster Jack Napier, who is destined to later become the Joker. The script describes him as tough, vain, takes great pride in his appearance, and is not reconciled to no longer be 21. This is perfectly demonstrated with this sequence.
If Grissom knew about us, he might hand you something.
Don't flatter yourself, Angel. He's a tired old man.
We learn here that Jack is having an affair with his mob boss's girlfriend, Alicia, as well as Jack's deceptive, cocky, arrogant ways. We now know his flaws. About 10 minutes later, we reach two other plot points. The first involves Jack being sent out to Axis Chemicals by Grissom, who then does this.
Get me Lieutenant Eckhart.
Immediately following that, we see this.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Could you tell me which of these guys is Bruce Wayne?
Well, I'm not sure.
This sets up a major romantic subplot in the film. This simple exchange provides us with even more backstory about our hero, that Bruce Wayne keeps himself secret even in his day life. Then we hit the inciting incident, the change that motivates the story. It occurs about 22 minutes in when Bruce Wayne is informed by Alfred that Commissioner Gordon left unexpectedly, sending Bruce Wayne out on a night that will change his life forever. Our first major turning point, which ends Act 1, is this. Batman has now met his soon-to-be archenemy. Jack is disfigured and dropped into a vat of chemicals and becomes the Joker. From this moment on, the film is all about the struggle with the Joker. This happens at exactly 30 minutes in. Precisely 1/4 into the film, and it begins Act 2. Roughly 10 minutes later, we get our next driving plot points. Joker murders his former boss, Carl Grissom, in revenge, and decides he's going to be the new criminal boss in Gotham. And Bruce and Vicky have spent the night together. These coinciding moments teach us about our characters' new motivations. Bruce wants romance with Vicky, Joker wants to run this town. At about 50 minutes in, Bruce visits the place of his parents' murder and witnesses this. Bruce now knows his new enemy, and realizes that he has to track the Joker down. Following this, Joker finds pictures of Vicky and becomes hopelessly infatuated with her. Then we find out Joker's plan, to poison Gothamites using personal care and hygiene products. Which sets up our next major turning point, our midpoint, where things become personal for our hero and it is no longer possible to go back to the way things were. This is the point of no return. Like literal clockwork, at about 1 hour and 2 minutes in, Joker takes Vicky Vale hostage at the Gotham City Museum, and Batman breaks it up. We have reached our midpoint. Now our character's motivations change. Batman still wants to stop the Joker, but now it's because he's directly affecting Batman's life. Our hero's goal changes. He doesn't just want to stop the Joker, he now needs to. Because he wants to be with Vicky Vale, and that cannot happen with the Joker running wild, putting her in danger. For the second half of Act 2, we see how Batman struggles with this. We get a car chase and action sequence, and a nice character moment where Batman shines a light in Vicky's eyes to prevent her from getting a good look at him. Batman takes Vicky back to the cave and with her help puts a halt to the Joker's poison plan.
But hairspray mixed with lipstick and perfume will be toxic and untraceable.
Did you figure this out?
Gotham City goes on a forced fast.
However, in doing
All of
this,
Gotham is
Joker
wondering
now
what to
changes
make
his
of Batman.
focus.
Friend or foe?
I have given a name to my pain, and it is Batman.
And disappear at will.
He needs to kill the Batman now for ruining his plans.
You must possess strength to inflict pain, Bob. We've got a flying mouse to kill.
And our next driving plot point occurs at 1 hour and 20 minutes in, when Bruce shows up at Vicky's place to inform her that he is Batman. This moment actually shows us something very interesting, and that will be mirrored later on, that Batman and Joker are actually very similar. They both make the same remark about the apartment.
It's a nice apartment. Lots of space.
Nice place you've got here. Lots of space.
And they both bring Vicky flowers. It's a very clever way to show the different side of the same coin element that Batman and Joker usually share. That Batman is so close to being the Joker that all it could take is killing one person to become him. Although this version of Batman doesn't feel too bad about mercilessly killing people, but what can you do? But then there's this moment.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? What?
It almost seems like a throwaway line, even in the script. with only a faint hint of its significance. Bruce's motivation to chase down the Joker changes again in this moment. This moment motivates the movement into Act 3, but we don't know it yet as an audience. He now knows more information than the audience does. Okay, wait, we already saw this many times. I'm gonna skip ahead.
You ever dance with the devil by the pale moonlight?
Boom. Again, perfectly timed, the end of the film begins. Batman now knows everything he needs to defeat Joker. Vicky Vale finds out who Batman is. Everything comes together at the same moment to move into the final act.
And I've got a surprise for Gotham City. At midnight, I will dump $20 million in cash on the crowd.
Batman puts his plan into action, and at 1 hour and 42 minutes in, Batman foils Joker's plan to poison Gotham.
Those are my balloons.
Which leads to Joker kidnapping Vicky Vale and shooting down Batman's Batplane. Then we hit our climax. The moment the entire film has been building up to occurs at 1 hour and 50 minutes into the film. The Duel of the Freaks.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Kill you.
Batman reveals his vendetta against the Joker.
You made me. Remember? You dropped me into that vat of chemicals.
You killed my parents.
What?
Batman exists because of Jack Napier. Against overwhelming odds, he's able to defeat the Joker and thus give closure to Bruce's parents' deaths. At the end of the film, Joker's reign is over, and the Batman is a celebrated hero who got the girl.
He gave us a signal.
The film has 3 very distinct acts, and they're told with almost mathematical precision. Act 1 ends 30 minutes into the film, the midpoint happens at 1 hour and 2 minutes into the film, and the third act begins 1 hour and 28 minutes into the film. The story really is a character analysis and a dark tale of revenge, ultimately leading to a point where our 2 main characters want the exact same thing for almost the exact same reasons. Bruce Wayne wants Joker dead for killing his parents and making him Batman. Joker wants Batman dead for dropping Jack Napier into the acid and turning him into the Joker. The goals are mutually exclusive. If you'd like to read the scripts to compare differences from the film to the screenplays, I've left links for the 2 versions dated October 1986 and October 1988 in the description. Until next time, I'm Mike, and this was From Screen to Script.